Be yourself. That is the best advice anyone has ever given to me. No matter what the circumstances are, don't change for anybody and just be yourself. This rule has let me live the way I want to live and has given me opportunities that I could never imagine. I mean, I'm in college right now, second semester senior, about to graduate just by being myself. So I would say it's worked out well for me. People see things on television or in real life and they think to themselves that they want to imitate or that's how they want to live, and that's not always what's best for you. So today I'm going to be talking about 3 things to being yourself, starting off with figuring out how you operate with yourself and around other people, how to treat people the way you want to be treated, and learning how to trust others, and I feel like you can begin a life of self-fulfillment. So figuring out yourself, most people have certain mannerisms and tendencies when interacting with each other and other people. While growing up, you figure out those qualities and the environment that you're in and the people that you're around. They really shape you into what you are today. And so, like me, living in Hawaii, people think that I just live on the beach and I eat when I have to, but that's not. I mean, for the most part, I'm a pretty laid-back person, but I wouldn't go to that extreme, you know. And then growing up in the summertime in Brooklyn, and my mom being from New York, I had a different side of the spectrum to where it shaped me to be tougher and to be more personal with people. Don't be shy, things like that. So I would say I have a pretty good mix, and I'm pretty comfortable with myself. And acting like somebody that you're not is always a challenge because there's always things that you might want in life or things that you might see that you're like, oh man, I got to get to that point. Like if I get this, I'll be so happy. But that's not always the case. And there's always just someone with a life that you think is better than yours. And so you see these people on television in real life and you think about how you could be more like them. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with having role models. I've had role models. I'm sure all of you have role models that you follow. And that is part of a culture and learning how they think can benefit you. But you also have to know which ones are the right role models for you. So for example, I'm really into rap music. And so if you take a look at 2 rappers, I don't know if you heard of them, you probably heard of Jay-Z. But let's say Wiz Khalifa. And we're talking about Wiz. One, he's living a fast life. He got divorced with Amber Rose. Likes to party a lot. Likes to light up a little bit. And then you look at the other side of the spectrum with Jay-Z. I mean, he's had his problems in the past, like especially recently with Beyonce and things like that. But for the most part, you can see that he has his head on straight, and he's trying to work for something that's bigger than himself. Like he's trying to create an empire, make smart business decisions. I mean, you could just tell in his lyrics compared to Wiz Khalifa. I mean, Wiz Khalifa's not a bad artist. I listen to Wiz Khalifa sometimes. But also, you got to know, if you're listening to this type of stuff, you got to know what you can take from it and what you really can't. And so one of my favorite rappers is J. Cole. And just in his lyrics, you can tell that he's on another level, and he's speaking to something that most rappers wouldn't even go to these topics. I mean, as you guys all assume, rap is about girls, money, and doing hardcore drugs. But I feel as if J. Cole is speaking to, he speaks to political issues, he speaks to growing up, he speaks to how to be a man. So to me, he's my favorite rapper right now because he's a good role model for me, I feel like. Secondly, treat others the way you want to be treated. I tell a lot of people this, if you can't handle the heat, stay out the kitchen, because I'm more the type that I like to have a good time. I'll joke around with you. I might joke on you on things that I notice or things like that. But also, if you feel like that's not you, like if you can't take that back, then I would say just stay out of it completely. But I mean, everybody's different, so I'm just saying with me, that's how I like to live my life, and I like to have fun with people, and laughing is one of my favorite things to do. But despite all that, I still like to treat people with respect because that's how I know I want to be treated. I don't want to go too far over the line or say something that might offend you to the point where we have problems. Like, I don't want to get to that point. Like, I like all you guys, you know? So another big thing is you just have to know who you're dealing with. Know everybody's around you, their personality and things like that, of that sort. So it helps you just keep in mind just the little things that can really take people off. And lastly, learn how to trust and figuring out who to trust. In life, you're gonna figure out that you're gonna need others. Like you can't do everything by yourself. You're gonna need help, and you just have to realize who, when you grow up, who abuses your trust and who's really there for you. Like in my life, that happened to be my father. He was always coming and going in my life, and someone that I couldn't really depend upon. So that kind of shaped me into thinking that it was just my mother and I in this world. And that was something that I had to learn how to retrust and reevaluate people when I'm dealing with them. And if I can't trust this person, I can't get too deep with him and tell him everything that I can't tell him everything that everything about me is what I'm really trying to say. I messed that up. But for growing up, for people that grow up thinking that they have the perfect life, my advice to you is probably that the world is a lot harder, it's a lot different than what you're used to. I had to learn that from a young age. And just don't go into thinking that everyone that you encounter is going to treat you like family. So you just have to realize who's there when times are tough, and just keep those people around. So, in conclusion, figure out yourself, treat others the way you want to be treated, and learn how to trust are three main keys that I feel like have helped me in my lifetime. And I'm not saying you guys have to take this knowledge and use it, but this is just advice that I figured I would offer since I had to do this speech. And you really get to know your self-worth and how to treat people with respect and who to keep in your inner circle. I feel like that's how I've done it all these years. And the world is getting crazy these days, so I feel like sticking to these principles would be beneficial to anybody who tries it. Thank you.